What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. This video has been a long time, unintentionally, in the making. Some of that I explain in the video itself. I'm adding this addendum at the front just to communicate a few things to you. And that is to remind you once again, and this is nobody's fault, like this case I came to on my own, and I explained that in the video. But I've said, and I'm going to say again, don't send me any sensational shit. Don't post any links on my damn channel of any shit that has to do with oppression of African people. If you, the individual, are not prepared to join me in forming this organization so that we can have a real organization, not the NAACP, not the ACLU and all that bullshit, but a real African organization that means fucking business. If you are a half-ass bitch not willing to join and get off your ass and do something, you don't send me a goddamn thing. Because I'm not one of these people that's content with sensational fucking stories about our oppression and murder, and then we don't do anything about it. And as I told you, I'm not here for numbers and popularity and shit. I'm not here for that. And all stories like this do is frustrate me even more, because I've got to be pissed off at the injustice or whatever next bullshit has happened to us. But I also got to be frustrated with your black ass because you're content to just sit on your ass. You are comfortable in oppression. And that shit sends me through the roof. Do you understand me? It makes me sick. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. So any of those types of stories, if the universe doesn't bring them across my radar on its own, then I obviously don't need to address it. Because we know it doesn't matter what the latest incident is or whatever has happened, we are still the same tired, wretched ass bitches we've always been. We know what's happening. So another one doesn't make any difference. It's like you got a room full of dog shit. And every time another dog goes in there and turds, you want to come in, another dog just shit. Well, we got to clean up the fucking room. Don't tell me about another dog that went in there and took a shit. And why are you coming to tell me? Have you gotten some shit to go in there and clean? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Because I understand the big picture. And we're not going nowhere. Because at all the small test points, you're a complete and total failure. You're not going to be doing the big things. In South Africa, we see our brothers and sisters they've been killing white farmers for so damn long. Finally, they installed a president who gave them who wrote legislation now that says we're going to take land back from this white devil and not give them a fucking dime for it. He had to go along with it. Because they'd already taken the law into their own hands. They'd already taken righteousness into their own hands. You're never going to do shit like that here. Because you can't do the smallest shit. I'm over it. So, I'm worked up, obviously, as you could tell. And whatever. I'm sick. I'm just sick and tired of it. I'm just sick and tired of it. Also, I wanted to let you know that this format that I'm doing the video in, I've done versions of this in the past, but I think this is kind of like the pinnacle of this presentation. And doing it this way allows me two things. It allows me to be on camera, because when I Normally when I do videos where I'm on camera, I use my other camera. This is my webcam. When I do other videos, then I'm using my other camera. Excuse me. And it's just different. It's whatever. All right. And you can't. And then if I'm gonna do an article, then or a video, then I have to cut to that. With this, I can still be on fucking camera and do articles and videos or whatever I'm gonna do. So it's good for you and it's good for me, and it also it's just easier, you know. It's just easier. So I hope you will like and appreciate this format. and and there's some other things too that I'm working out with it, and anyways, I just think it's going to be a good thing, you know. But as I say, many of you guys that have been with me for a long time, you know that I've done versions of this type of presentation, but I think you'll find this one to be a lot more this one stands out, whatever. All right, so I just wanted to put that little rant at the beginning, and I'm really serious about that, you guys, because you know, it's one thing, you know, it's kind of like you see a child walking around with a shoe untied. Every single one of us would say, hey, little man, tie your shoe, especially if they look like they're old enough to tie it. You tie your shoe. It's the natural inclination, because you know they're going to trip over. You know, they tie your shoe, you know. But I just lost my train of thought as I'm saying that. I'm so fucking worked up. But anyway, I'm sick of it. Like, just like I say, don't send me shit that has to do with oppression if you're not trying to step up and step forward and you're fucking serious. You understand? I just, you know, I don't know. That's why I say I'm the last of the warriors, because there's no way there could ever be a Black Panther Party today. And because I know there's a new Black Panther Party, but I don't hear shit from them. I don't know anything they're doing. Because our shit is still happening and I ain't see no action from them. So just knowing they exist don't mean shit if they're not, I don't see them doing anything. You understand? I'm talking about the OG Black Panther Party. They couldn't exist today because there's nobody that would join it. Because everybody that we know, everybody that is part of our fucking culture in this bitch is a goddamn coward and a bitch. There are no men. None. Do you understand? So I'm not one that likes to know about some shit and then that's it. For what? What am I going to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? We got too much of that. Sensational, sensational, sensational. Our fucking life is not a fucking reality show, everybody. This is real life. Real lives are being impacted by the shit that's happening to us, and we have absolutely no fucking response. And out of your fear, you're okay to just accept the whole wait and protest or boycott. Fuck that. I'm over it. I've told you a billion times, a new day has come, but you're still the same wretched bitch you've always been. You must be new in this new day, and that's why we don't get nowhere. We don't. But last thing I'll say is what provoked me to do this is because specifically it is one of our women, and I don't take kindly. And it's even more infuriating because if our boys can't step up for their own faggot asses, you could at least step up for our women and our girls, and you don't. You still can't be counted on to do a fucking thing. And here our sister is assaulted, molested by 3 white devils in that fucking Waffle House, and there was nobody that she could seek refuge in her own fucking community. And that should make you sick. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. This video has been a long time in the making. Um, this event took place several days ago, and I had a couple of stop and starts on it, or start and stops. Primarily because, as I've shared with you in the past, there is a rage that comes out of me and frustration at what's happening and at our lack of response. I can't reconcile that. I'm not the type of dude that stands aside and looks at anything. I just don't. You show me a car accident, I'm the dude slowing down to pull over so I can try and see what I can do to help them people. I don't just drive past. And our response to oppression of our people in this nation is the equivalent of us just driving past. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So I had other stop and starts, and there was videos that were just too much, and it's just too rantous, and I can't. The emotion, the energy that has to go through me for shit like this is something I can't even articulate to you in words. And I'm a man of many words with a vast vocabulary. So when I tell you I'm at a loss of words, you need to pay attention to that. So, and then at one point I'm not fucking doing it, I'm over it. Because why am I going to do something? Nobody gives a fuck, just going to look at the video and be outraged about it, but nobody trying to do shit, I'm over it, I'm over it, I'm over it. Plus, I'm not getting any younger, as are none of us. But I'm obsessed with my existence on this planet not being dictated by this fucking white devil ass oppressor. That it's what I say it's going to be. And whatever Allah has deemed for me. Not what this devil says. Because they are committed to evil from birth to death. Their commitment is to evil, injustice, unrighteousness, suppression, oppression, lying, stealing, murdering, go on. And I know that I'm not the same human being as these damn people. That I'm clear about. I'm clear. I'm clear. And many of you need to get to that understanding. You understand? And let us put down this this vomit that, well, all life comes from Africa, so they came from us. No, the fuck they didn't. Whatever is of you should echo you in some kind of way. I never seen a puppy give birth to a cat. I haven't seen it. Oh, look, a zebra gave birth to a peacock. Look, oh my God. It's never happened. Whatever comes from you echoes you. You understand? Every single one of us look like either our mama or our daddy or both of them. Or somebody in our family. My mother died when I was 6 months old. I spent the first year of my life in the hospital. But damn it, I'm just like my mama. Because my grandmama told me so. And ironically, I look more like my grandmama than my mama. But I'm just like my mother. She was no nonsense. And was not afraid to tell it. And she didn't give a damn who liked it and didn't like it. She was willing to tell it. And she was no nonsense. And so, of course, I would echo that. I also look like my father. You see? So, there's nothing about these people that is like us. At all. At all. Except the fact that they are human. Maybe. 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 And I don't say that jokingly. I mean that. I mean that. Because as an oppressed individual who knows not only his own oppression and the oppression of his current day people, but is aware of the history of the oppression, the constant oppression of my people. I would be a fool not to put everything on the table. Put everything on the table. And to use what God has given me. And so I don't see anything about these people that is anything like me at all. And the only person on the earth selling this fiction that, well, we're all the same and we're all the same. No, bitch, you are not like me. You are not. You are not. You are not. You are not. Why I'm doing this video is because the subject matter is one of our women. And that makes me sick. Because when you're a child, especially if you come from a big family like mine, there's always a chain of protection. What do I mean by that? So, if one of my sisters did something to me, I get her ass back. If one of them overcame me, I'm going to tell Graham. Or if my dad wasn't on the road, I'm going to tell Dad. See, there's a chain of protection. You know, I wasn't a violent kid in school, and I can count the number of fights I've had, and I've won them all. As you can see, there's no scratches on this beautiful face. Not one. But if you are at school and somebody messes with you, I'm going to tell the teacher. That's your chain of protection. I'll go tell the teacher will do something. Teacher's not there, I'm going to tell the principal. You see? Or if it's really, then got out of school hands, I'm going to tell my brother. I'm going to get my brother. I'm going to get my brother. In other words, that chain of protection, somebody that's going to come in and be your vicegerent, your agent, that's going to handle this, that will fix the wrong forged against you. And so what breaks my heart the most about this is that there was our sister being molested, assaulted and violated, and treated like an animal by 3 white devils. And she had no refuge, no chain of protection. And alas, because of the state of black males in this nation, none of our women have any refuge. There's no chain of protection. None. None. So bitch ass are our men that when our women have a problem with him cheating, they go and fight the other bitch instead of him. Is that subconscious that he's such a bitch that, damn it, I'll go kick the bitch ass myself. I'll go kick the bitch ass. Not only that, she ain't like she can run from him because he's cheated and run into the arms of a king that does not cheat, that respects her, provides for her, practically bows to her. She doesn't have that to run to. So she don't got another bitch she's going to run to anyway. Damn it, let me just go kick the other bitch's ass. Damn it. No chain of protection. And I was further disgusted when I became aware that there was a male that was there with these 2 women. A bitch. Because in my mind, you don't have the option of fear. You understand? You see, righteousness requires to be answered, and it's irrespective of convenience, safety, discretion, timing. As Dr. King said, the time is always right to do what is right. You understand? So in this scenario, this brother had an obligation to do everything he could physically to stop these white devils. If that meant his own injury, he was bound to do it. I cite for you. You'll recall that if you guys that have been with me for years on the old channel, I brought you a story. There was a Muslim brother, a Muslim couple, Africans, that were somewhere in an airport. And the white devil ass cops there dared to put a hand on his woman. And he was clocking, it was 3 or 4 of them. He was throwing them like sacks of potatoes, beating the shit out of them. You see? Because that's the frame of mind you need to be in, everybody. If you're not there, brothers, then you are a bitch and a punk. Do you understand? Because you don't get to, well, I would have did something, but they would have did such to me. Fuck that. That's when you trust the one that created you. And you step in on righteousness, and you will always be victorious. Just like that brother was. They dared to touch his wife. Yet every day, we see our women just being disrespected by this white devil. And this case was no exception. And you had a brother that was on scene, a male, a bitch, that did nothing. Nothing. That made me sick. But you see, it was all of it. Because they came there to do that. They could have come in and said, you know, ma'am, you're being asked to leave. You know, we're going to need you to move. We're going to need you to leave the premises. They came there and immediately laid hands on her. And they made up their lies, because that's the only thing that comes out of the pablum puking mouth of a fucking white devil is lies, deception, and deceit. Vomit. But they could have just said that to her and they would have been out of there. That's it. But you see, there's white collusion. Something I've preached about. Where is our black allegiance and black collusion? Black allegiance, black collusion. I did a whole video about it. Because their allegiance and collusion was in place even in Starbucks. White bitch calls up, yeah, gentlemen here, they won't leave. Okay, they're on their way. Bitch didn't ask, who are they? Give us the description, nothing. Okay, they're on their way. Collusion. White devil cops show up. They didn't go to the counter and say, yeah, who are we talking about? What's the situation? They beeline to these brothers. Collusion. It's all of them. All of them. And that's the other reason why I'm doing this, is because we could go back decades, but we'll be here till I'm fucking bones. So we'll just start at Starbucks. All this shit has happened since that. The shooting at the Waffle House. This. There was an NFL player. There was some other shit. I mean, you can't even count it all. All the shit that has gone on. So it's not like it's these, there's some white people that are bad. Because if that was the case, then it would be little pockets every once in a while in a specific area. Maybe once every 10, 15 years you'd hear about something or something like this, but you don't. It's every goddamn day. Every damn day, all over this bitch in every zip code, in every municipality. It don't matter if it's the police, it's the Starbucks bitch, it's the Waffle House bitch. You could go down the list. It don't matter. It's all of them. Now we need to get to that understanding, but not just understand it, but then be willing to do something about that. Because they will pussyfoot and play this game as long as we've allowed it. I always tell you, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow. By what you allow. Do you understand? By what you allow. Quick story for you in the middle of all this. I have a neighbor that I extended kindness to give them a lift somewhere, whatever. And all of a sudden one day he shows up at my door and he's like, she needs to go so and so place. And they just start walking away as if like I'm supposed to just come out the house right then and there. And I was on the phone, so I couldn't bitch him out at that moment. So they went away. I finished my call and I marched over there and I said, listen to me and hear me very carefully. I'm one of the kindest people I know on this planet. But don't you ever take my kindness for weakness. Ever. And not only that, I said you teach people how to treat you by what you allow. I'm teaching you right now what I'm cool with and what I'm not. I'm teaching you. Shook him to his core. You see? So, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow. There's been no consequence for oppression of African people. There's been an emboldening. You see? An emboldening. When the bitch at Starbucks gets on the phone and makes a phone call. When the bitch at Waffle House gets on the phone and makes a phone call. We should see that as an assault. Because their intention for calling is so that shit like this will happen. It's their new weapon now. I'm calling the police on you. Now you got one of two choices. You can run like a bitch. Or you can show that bitch that you won't be making any more phone calls. You won't even be saying this to anybody else. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. You see? And oh, by the way, where's our phone calls for every little thing? You see? We're not like these people in any way at all. But when you're on the battlefield and you see that you're throwing hand grenades and your enemy has grenade launchers, well, that's more effective. I need to get me a damn grenade launcher. Let me get me a rocket grenade launcher. Let me do that. You see? So, it wasn't in your arsenal. You weren't thinking about it. But I need to do that. So my grenades can be just as effective as theirs. So, you're going to have to adopt the way of this devil. At every level of the society. Every level. You understand? You're the motherfucker working at the goddamn Waffle House. One white bitch comes in and does one fucking thing. You're on the phone calling the goddamn police and you want the bitch out. Yes. We're justified in our revenge. We're justified in our anger. We're justified in any fucking thing that we do. So says the Creator, everybody. Because we didn't start this shit. We're not the provocateurs. We're not. And we're not the aggressors. We indeed are the victims. And our body count continues to rise while we sit and do nothing. You're happy to sit and do absolutely fucking nothing. Well, I'm not. I'm not. Now, I'm going to play the video, but what I'm actually going to play is a clip of me playing the video. The reason why I'm doing that, because I told you I've stopped and started on this damn thing too many damn times. I'm not doing it a fucking again. But why I'm doing it this way is because although everybody under the sound of my voice has seen a titty, out of respect and honor for my sister, I have tried to veil her nakedness in this video. And it was very difficult to set the thing to try and cover her and all that stuff. So I'm not going through that again. So I will play the clip of me playing it, that because I've already done that stuff to it, and then it'll just, because I'm not doing that again, I'm over it. All right. And like I say, that's out of respect for her, because she's already been molested. That was molestation, everybody. That was molestation for 3 white devil ass males to come in there and physically attack this woman. She wasn't in fucking Kevlar. She was clearly in something very flimsy and feminine that was just hanging on by a thread any damn way. But more than that, she was a female, so even if she had been in a fucking Kevlar vest, it didn't matter. You didn't have no right to put your hands on her. But it's also an escalation of my disgust with black males, because you're okay with this. You know, in the hood, brothers would, somebody happened, so and so did such, you were back to the homeboys, and they come out, we several cars deep, we coming to get you. Where's the cars deep for this assault? Because like I said, we're not distracted by uniforms and badges and shit, because that's just masking evil under the color of something official, when all it is murder and premeditated assault and molestation and everything else. That we're not confused by this fucking bullshit that it's under the color of law and this is lawful. It's not. Not in my eyes, and not in the eyes of the Creator, you understand? Who is the pinnacle of righteousness. This shit should be handled exactly the same way you would handle if it was anybody else on the planet attacking a female in this manner. No excuse for it, and it can't be allowed. It can't be allowed. Because where is the images of the white bitch being dragged around by 3 black male police? Suddenly these calcified demons would have all the shit to say. But when it's us, it's anything other than what's right in fucking front of your eyes. And we're over that shit too. We're over it. We're over it. I'm over this fucking country. I've made that very clear. And I'm over fucking white people. I'm over it. And I'm not one of these people, and I don't have the responsibility to be sitting around trying to figure out if whether or not there's good white people. I don't have that responsibility. It's not my responsibility. I don't need to. I don't need to. You understand? Because when it's this widespread, everybody knows it's an infestation. Period. You understand? You see one roach, you go, oh, I saw a roach. No, it's just a roach. But every goddamn day you seeing roaches, you open up your drawers, you open up your cabinets, you open up, goddamn, what was in the car, and all of you be like, damn, I'm infested. I got roaches, dude. I got roaches. You would know that you're infested. This is an infestation. Do you understand? An infestation. And so that all the history lets me know that I am to be on the same guard as I would be for a rattlesnake. That all of them are bad. I've never been bitten by a rattlesnake. But everything that I know about rattlesnakes and everything that you know, you wouldn't just, oh my God, it's a rattlesnake, let me go up and pet it. Everything that you know has already told you that's a fucking rattlesnake, and stay your ass back. Hear this now. Everything that you know about a rattlesnake is all things bad. Even if you've never seen one with your own eyes. Maybe you live someplace where you would never see one. But you've heard about them. You've heard about them. You've heard about them. You've heard about them. You know. Why is this any different? I'm sorry? You see? Gotta get the dust out. Gotta get the dust out. Gotta get the dust out. You understand? And see shit clearly. 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 Because this is our rattlesnake. And they're all bad. Every single one of them. Even the ones that are still in eggs. They're still dangerous. So let me just play this just on the slim chance that there's a human being that has not seen this footage, and then I'll talk about it. Actually, I'll probably be talking about it in the clip that I'm gonna edit in here now, and then I will talk about it more after that, and I'm over it. And let's go. I'm just going to let it play because this technology is acting an ass. We'll just play it. Two white devils. It will be three. They deserve nothing but death. Now look, you see there? Oh, where's my cursor? Wait, I gotta go back for that. Wait. Right there, right there. Please pause. But you saw that? The look on his face, this one. But this is what I was trying to pause at. You see this asshole? He's the one that was just standing to the side. He comes over, bends down, and puts his hand around her throat. These people don't deserve anything but death, everybody. Forget that uniform and authority bullshit. This is just nothing but fucking gangster-ass murderers acting out under the color of law. And they should be treated just like anybody else that you would have seen come in there in fucking plain clothes that would treat a woman like this. Period. And that's what I was telling you about earlier when I was saying they're personally invested in this fucking evil. This is not about doing a fucking job. They like this. They're acting out their own evil. Do you see? And nobody is taking the time to come over and handle their ass. Because that's what should happen in that case. All bets are off here. You're assaulting this woman. You're humiliating her. You've ripped her clothes off and everything. At what point does your fucking humanity kick in and say, we gotta fucking stop these motherfuckers by any means necessary? Huh? No, that's one of the most disgusting things that you could witness in any society. You know? And they never revealed to her, because you kept hearing her say like 1,000 times, you know, y'all not even telling me what I'm being arrested for. Because they hadn't made up that lie yet. We see this time and time and time, and it's all a part of the terrorism. Because this is terrorism, everybody. And why wouldn't it be? Because these are the biggest terrorists on the earth. The only terrorists. You see? It's part of the terror when they interact with you. Because they are denying every single natural human response. They suddenly want to come in and control your movement, control your speech, don't tell you what's going on, confuse you, and all this shit, and all that time, and you're supposed to just comply. Well, I say no. Damn it, no. Because it would have been easy enough, as I said, to just come in and say, you know, you're being asked to leave the premises. We're going to ask you to leave the premises right away. Please leave the premises. That's all. But you're dealing with a devil, and they get off on this shit. And you saw all the assholes, the white devils in the background dining. They get off. They love it. They love it. They love it. And again, no retaliation, no response from us. They're used to that. That's why they do it. You see? But here's the punchline. Goes back to what I mentioned earlier about, you know, chain of protection. And I gave you examples. Who are we supposed to call when criminals come in and do this shit? Because those are criminals. Like I say, forget that Halloween costume. That's just a fucking smoke and mirror shit. It has no validity. They've just replaced the hoods and the robes with this shit. Who are we supposed to call? The answer is us, once again. That's why I'm trying to help you understand why this makes me so furious. Because this is terrorism. It is harassment. In her case, this is assault. This is molestation. And we, as a people, and as just as human beings, have a responsibility to respond to that, to answer that, to check that. Because who are you going to wait on? Who are we waiting on? Who? What's the chain of command? Because when somebody that's not wearing a Halloween costume, when any other criminal does that, any other beast does that, you're supposed to be able to get on the phone and call the police. Well, the police are the criminals. They are the terrorists. They are the beast. So who are we supposed to call? What's our chain of protection? Because the white bitch at Waffle House, that was their chain of protection. I'm going to call the police. That's why I'm trying to get it through your damn heads. We have to organize everybody. We have to be the ones that we depend on. That they know they're not the end all be all. You understand? That when this video is seen by us, that there is a chain of protection now that they're going to have to answer to. Because they don't answer to nobody now. And we're the victims of that. I say no more. Hashtag time is up. We're sick of the bullshit. We're it, everybody. There's nobody else. We don't have a chain of protection. And that's why they give you this false hope bullshit, which some of our people are still falling for. When you have something that is where we finally taken to the streets, which isn't enough. Then they give you, well, there's going to be a federal investigation. Those never give us anything. There's no action taken. We don't get any satisfaction. Nothing's coming. Do you understand? We are the only ones we have, everybody. That's it. When Philando Castile gets killed in his fucking car for absolutely no reason, while their little girl is in the back seat and his woman is in the passenger seat, we've got to be coming from somewhere saying, fuck that, we are the last word on this. Not your fucking usual injustice of nothing to see here. It was justified. This was proper. They acted according. Fuck that. We decide that. But because we're nothing but a culture of bitches when it comes to our men, we don't have any chain of protection. Nothing. Nothing. The terror. She's a female and she's on the ground with her clothes being ripped off of her. And she's got 3 fucking white devils standing over her. Do you know the trauma that we deal with every damn day? White beast that's watching. It's just a video for you. This is our fucking life. And I say to my people, it's time for us to fucking organize, to be the arbiters of what is justice and what is not. That they don't look to community leaders, which is just your fucking fake ass, vagina toting ass Christian pastors and shit. They just engage them just to bring to you to say be calm and don't attack massa. We need a real organization that is worthy to be called the leader of the black community, that is exercising every fucking right we have in this bitch, including our Second Amendment right. And then you will have the chiefs of fucking, you have mayors and governors coming to sit down with us, and we will be able to say, look, this is what's going to happen in this case. Otherwise, all hell is going to break loose. Period. We are the hunted target in this bitch. One day you have the white devil comes in and kills black people. Then essentially the next day you have white devils come in and molest and assault this sister. And what I'm trying to tell you is there's no difference between those two. The motherfucker that came in with the fucking AR-15 is the same as these motherfuckers that came there to attack our sister. There is no difference, everybody. Hear this now. And isn't it ironic or a gift from the universe that both of these things happen at a fucking Waffle House? Same fucking devil. Do you understand me? The only difference in the dude with the AR-15 is he came in naked, and these motherfuckers come in with a Halloween costume. There is no difference in their intent. There's no difference in their thinking and their motivation and their actions and who their target is. No difference. No fucking difference. So, in the case of the shooter, he comes in, you're supposed to be able to call these assholes. But you see, this is what they bring. The same terror, the same shit. The whole time she's sitting there pleading her case, he's finding ways to grab onto her. This is why I say, if you can't afford a fucking gun, then you need to have you some pepper spray and some mace at all times. And in this particular case, our sister, if she had just had some pepper spray or mace, she could have at least been able to get away from these fucking assholes. You see? But again, there's got to be something to back her up. There's got to be some refuge, some chain of protection. We have to be organized so that we can make demands on the fucking governor and the mayor and the president and the chief and all that bullshit. There's got to be some refuge for African people, because these are the motherfuckers that are supposed to be the ones there to neutralize everything and to provide safety and protection. So you got to deal with the bitch at the Waffle House and the motherfuckers that you're supposed to be able to call to come and fucking help you. They're all our enemy. So who the fuck is supposed to protect us except for us? Huh? There is no one. This is why I get so furious that for 2.5 years, I sat saying, join the Black Independence Liberation League. Join the Black Independence Liberation League. Step forward, step forward, step forward, my brothers. Step forward. But nobody. And then the ones that wanted to seem like they're stepping forward was bullshit. You know what I mean? With a few exceptions. But for the most part, then they send you some nondescript picture that you can't fucking tell if it's a fucking lion, tiger, or a bear or a human. Some bullshit. The terror, do you understand, that sister had to deal with. We got to understand the environment in which we live, everybody, and we cannot be concerned about the sick thinking of these fucking people. Because they are the perpetrators of this shit upon us. We're not interested in a fucking thing they have to say or a fucking thing they think, because we know what they think. We know it. So it's about what are we going to do as a people. This is what they think. Black woman or African woman, violent arrest at Alabama Waffle House, justified, said the white devil. Because the only entity on the earth that would look at that and say nothing inappropriate there is a fucking white devil. That's it. That's it. Same people that have no problem with the fact they've murdered off over 130 million native people that were on this land, and have the arrogance to stand up now and act like that didn't happen. It's still the same fucking rattlesnake, do you understand? Nothing has changed. You're still dealing with the same serpent. And we need to be clear about that. You also need to let your children know. Any of you that saw the movie Selma, I didn't see it. But y'all know I love the song Glory. I'm obsessed with it. But this is an opportunity for you to show contrast to your children. You can show them that yesterday is today and today is yesterday, and that shit has changed. Because you can show them Selma, and you can show them this shit. And they can fully understand, wow, that's still Alabama. That's still Alabama. This is in a different part of Alabama, but goddammit, it's still Alabama. Same shit. Same shit. When our people begin to teach the right things to our children, then you're going to see less and less of this fucking interracial dating bullshit. You're going to see less and less of our women trying to even do anything that looks like a white bitch. Because once you understand that that's completely something that is antithetical to your entire existence, you won't want anything to do with that. At all. How dare you put blonde hair in your a blonde wig on your black ass? That's just the same as a woman who is raped or something, and she puts up an oil painting of her fucking rapist in her fucking foyer of her house. You'd be like, this bitch is psychotic. Well, there's no difference. There is a before my dad, years before my dad passed away, rest his soul. We were having one of our debates one time, and well, we were watching Eyes on the Prize, that documentary. And I gotta get something to drink, you guys. Hold on. I'm not even gonna edit this out. Fuck it, I'm over it. I'm pissed off. We were watching Eyes on the Prize, the documentary. It's the civil rights documentary. Many of you have, if you haven't seen it, your ass needs to see that. And I made the comment to my dad. I was saying, you know, Dad, they need to colorize this, because there's a lot of the and then I wasn't just speaking just to that. I also was just mentioning how a lot of the footage from the civil rights era, and I use quotations because that shit isn't over, everybody. It's not over. Um, I was making a general statement that any footage from that era, those years, should be colorized. You know, just like they colorized the fucking Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz and all the bullshit. And my dad was absolutely not feeling me on that. But I was trying to help him see, like, Dad, you don't understand. Like, there's a generation uh, of kids out there that don't know that there was ever such thing as black and white television. Not only that, when you see something in black and white, it suggests something antiquitous, you know, distant past. There's by default a detachment that one feels like, oh, that's other, you know. But I was astute enough to understand that this was important, and that's why I was saying it to him. You know, he wasn't feeling me on it. And I was saying to him, by having it in color, you know, a lot of this, the younger generation can see that, oh, they wearing the same thing we wearing now. Oh, she wear her hair just like me. The brother be like, man, we wearing them shirts now. It becomes more to life for them instead of it being antiquitous and distant and other. Stay with me on this, because I got a punchline for it. And I said that they would be able to relate to it more. They would really understand these kids look like them, that they, you know, that that's them. And they could relate better. Well, he never gave an inch. Until the universe handed me a golden shield. Probably less than a week after we had that conversation, I was watching, the TV happened to be on, because I don't watch CSI. But somehow my television was on, and it was on one of these CSI shows. And there was a case where this kid had been kidnapped, and somehow he'd gotten away from the kidnapper. And now the CSI people had him at the station asking him questions. And, you know, the lady says to him, well, you know, tell us, you know, what happened, you know, when you woke up, how'd you get away or whatever. He was like, I woke up, I remember I was on the couch. She goes, what did it look like? You know, he was describing the place. And there was a TV. She goes, was it on or off? He goes, the TV was on. I remember it was on. She goes, was it in black and white or was it color? And the kid was all, you know, he was all telling his stuff. And then he goes, it was in color. What else is there? I dived for the phone and called my dad and go, oh my God, Dad, do you see this happen? And my point to him was that the fact that they did that was even written into it, was validation for me that somebody understood, not the, you know, the eyes on the prize and all that stuff, but just somebody wrote that in to show the generational gap, that this kid was like, it was in color, what else is there? Like, you know, that was powerful, but it backs up my point, not that I needed it, because like I say, I was already firm about the inspiration that I already had, that I understand that the shit being in black and white is a problem. It just is. Because in color, they want our shit to seem like it's a million years in the past. The White Devil does. And by having, this is just another page in the book of having our people buying into that. That's why the putting it in color is so important. So important. So important. And another thing about that documentary is there's a lot of people in there that are still alive right now. And that's what also makes it a good documentary for your kids. But I mentioned that in the context of, because like I say, this happened in Alabama, and then the most recent big Alabama thing is the movie Selma. And so you need to be a responsible parent and a friend and a sibling and whatever. It don't just have to be kids. Just anybody that you know is fucking ignorant and in darkness. You need to show their ass, look, this shit just happened in Alabama, and this is fucking Selma, bitch. It's the same fucking devil doing the same shit. When you see them people, Martin and the crew march over the Edmund Pettus Bridge, what's there? White devil ass fucking police. This sister walks into a fucking Waffle House. What happens that night? White devil ass fucking police. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Nothing, because you're still dealing with the same serpentous as devil. Now, there was a couple of pieces that I was going to bring for this, but I'm not going to bring all of them. But here's a piece that I want to share with you, because you hear me say all the time, I'm over fucking America. Like I said, I'm still trying to lay my groundwork to move to Africa. I'm over America, and I'm over fucking white people. I just fucking am. Period. Hear this brother now. Because and by the way, I wish I could walk you through it after he like as he does it, but the technology that I'm using, the software that I'm using, it really pulls on my system when it comes to trying to stop videos. And that's why even with the video we just went through, I was sitting there clicking, I couldn't get to the pause and stuff like that, so whatever. So I'm just going to play it and then do a dissertation after the fact of some of the key points. Let me pull this up now. Hear this now. And I'm glad that it has subtitles. Hear this, everybody. Hear this now.
Dear white America, I've left Earth in search of darker planets, a solar system that revolves too near a black hole. I left a patch of dirt in my place, and many of you won't know the difference. Give it my name if it makes you feel better while you run your hands through its soiled scalp. I've left in search of a new God. I do not trust the God you have given us. My grandmother's hallelujah is only outdone by the fear she nurses each time the blood-fat summer swallows another child who used to sing in the choir. Take your God back. Though his songs are beautiful, his miracles are inconsistent. I want the fate of Lazarus for Anisha. I want Chucky, Bo, Mo, Sean, Islan, Trayvon risen 3 days after their entombing. Their ghosts re-gifted flesh and blood. Their flesh and blood re-gifted their children. I have left Earth. I am equal parts sick of your go back to Africa's as I am your I just don't see races. Neither did the poplar tree. We did not build your boats, though we did leave a trail of kin to guide us home. We did not build your prisons, though we did, and we filled them too. We did not ask to be part of your America, though are we not America? Her bones brittle and dragging a ripped gown through Oakland. I will not stand your ground. I am sick of calling this recklessness the law. Each night I count my brothers, and in the morning, when some do not survive to be counted, I count the holes they leave. Your master magic trick, America. Now he's breathing, now he don't. Abracadabra, white bread voodoo, your burnt hands tired of the noose. Hand my cousin a pistol to do your work. I tried, white people. I tried to love y'all, but you spent my brother's funeral making plans for brunch, talking too loud next to his bones. You took one look at the river plump with the body of boy after sweet boy and asked, why does it always have to be about race? Because you made it that way. Put an asterisk next to my sister's gorgeous face. Call her pretty for a black girl because black girls go missing without a whisper of where, because there are no Amber Alerts for the amber-skinned girls, because Jordan boomed, because Emmett whistled, because Huey P spoke it, because Martin preached it, because black boys have always been too loud to live, because it's taken my father's time, my mother's time, my aunt's and my uncle's time, my sister's and my brother's time. How much time do you want for your progress? I have left Earth, and I won't stop until I find a place where my kin can be safe, until black people ain't but people the same color as the good wet earth, until that means something. Until then, I bid you well, I bid you war, I bid you our lives to gamble with no more. I have left Earth, and I am touching everything you beg your telescopes to show you, giving the stars their right names in this New Testament, this new story you
Wow. I will tell you that in one of the other iterations of this damn video trying to do it, again, this software is against me, but damn it, you're gonna bear with me, and we're gonna go through that, everybody, because I just can't have that be lost on you, and the labor is worth the reward. So we have to, because there were so many gems in there, and I need you to know what it is you just heard. Some of it was self-explanatory, but some of it might have just went over people's head. You see what I'm saying? And I'm here to teach. So that's what we're gonna do. God damn it. Let me set this up. Now, first I'm gonna try doing it like this. Maybe if I do a smaller one, and we're just gonna try everybody. But bear with me. This is worth it.
Dear white America, I've left Earth in search of darker planets.
In other words, away from your ass.
Solar system that revolves too near a black hole. I left a patch of dirt in my place, and many of you won't know the difference. Give it my name if it makes you feel better while you run your hands through its soiled scalp. I've left in search of a new God. I do not trust the God you have given us.
That's self-explanatory.
My grandmother's hallelujah is only outdone by the fear she nurses each time the blood-fat summer swallows another child who used to sing in the choir. Take your God.
In other words, all your prayer, my grandmother's hallelujahs, are only outdone. I'm going to dare to go back. I might be being too broad.
Take your God back. Though his songs are the child who used to sing in blood-fat summer swallows another child who...
outdone. Just that.
Used to sing in the choir. Take your God back. Though his songs are beautiful, his miracles are inconsistent. I want the fate of Lazarus for Ranisha.
I love this. I want the fate of Lazarus for Ranisha.
I want Chucky, Bo, Mo, Tron, Shot.
And he names these other names. Let's get through it.
Islam, Trayvon was in 3 days after their entombment.
Now, he's alluding to, the story of Jesus and the story of Lazarus, raising Lazarus. He's saying, I want the fate of Lazarus. In other words, to bring our people back. And he starts giving you names of people. Like, I want the same fate of Lazarus for these damn people. Risen 3 days after their entombing.
Their ghosts regifted.
Their ghosts regifted flesh and blood. In other words, reconstituted, bring them back fully.
Flesh and blood, their flesh and blood regifted their children.
And regifted their children and so forth. Anyways, it just coming back,
Children, I have left Earth. I am equal parts sick of your go back.
I'm equal part. That's self-explanatory. You'll go back to Africa's, and I just don't see race. Two things you definitely always and will only hear out the mouth of a fucking devil. That's it. I'm equal parts sick of your go back to Africa's.
To Africa's as I am your, I just don't see races.
Right. Which is the most discounting thing you could say to an African person. I don't see race. Bitch, everything they do is about race. 100%, 24 hours a day. It's always about race, everybody. Do you understand? I cite for you this season of American Idol that's going on. I don't watch fucking American Idol, but I have to watch what's going on in the society. And there are certain expectations that I have from the consistency of their evil to see and to be sure that those things are still in play and that they pan out. And sure enough, they do. So I only watched the American Idol once it got to a certain point just to see who was on the show and how that was going to go. So you had a pretty good showing of Africans, but the moment they claim America was voting for the top 10, the only reason why there's any Africans even on the show now is because the judges had 4 saves. America voted for 8 of them, and every fucking body they was calling was somebody white. And clearly, any of those damn black people that was over there was better than any fucking white person that was over there. It's always about race for these people. Period. Period. And you must remember they speak with a forked tongue. So while they tell you, why are you playing the race card? The only fucking thing they ever have on their mind is race. Period. And we are the subject of their thoughts. Know this. It's always about race for their motherfucking ass.
Neither did the poplar tree.
And there's one thing I'm going to have to show you after we see this.
We did not build your boat.
We did not build your boat.
So we did leave a trail of kin to guide us home.
Though we did leave a trail of kin to guide us home. He's talking about the Middle Passage. Do you understand? A conservative number, we know that at least 50 million Africans perished in the journey to this bitch. 50 million, everybody. 50 million. So when they tell us that, I forget what the official number they claim that America, of total slaves that America had at one time, we know that's another lie from this fork-tongued devil. 50 million. He's talking about the Middle Passage there.
We did not build your prisons, though we did, and we filled them too.
That's self-explanatory.
We did not ask to be part of your America, though are we not America?
We did not ask to be part of your America, but though are we not America? He's talking about because just by default, because we built this bitch. We are America, bitch, before they even are, quite frankly. We are America because there's nothing that exists here that would exist without us. Period. Including their status in the world and their economy and all of it. We did not ask to be part of your America, but though are we not America?
Her bones brittle and dragging a ripped gown through Oakland. I will not stand your ground. I am sick.
I will not fucking fight for your ass.
Of calling this recklessness the law.
I'm sick of calling this recklessness the law. That's the shit I'm talking about in this whole in this entire fucking video. We don't call that fucking law. That's why I say we cannot be seduced or distracted by these Halloween costumes that they wear. Because that's just a replacement for the hoods and the robes. What we saw done to our sister in that Waffle House was a criminal act, period. No different, as I already told you, than the motherfucker that went into the Waffle House and shot the bitch up. They're the same devil carrying out the same act, period. I'm sick of calling this recklessness the law.
Each night I count my brothers, and in the morning when some do not survive to be counted,
I count the holes they leave.
The holes they leave. Your master magic trick.
Your master magic trick. Again, the serpent, forked tongue of this devil. What you see is not really what you see. No, Rodney King isn't being beaten. He's rising. He's attacking. He's not complying. He's everything other than what the fuck you see. No, Mike Brown didn't have his hands up. Your master magic trick.
America,
now he's breathing, now he don't. Eric Garner. But I love this line.
He's breathing, now he don't.
Abracadaver. A cadaver is a dead body, everybody. Abracadaver. Oh. This brother, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. Now he breathe, now he don't. Abracadaver, bitch.
Abracadaver. White bread voodoo.
White bread voodoo.
Your burned hands, tired of the noose. Hand my cousin a pistol.
Tired of the noose. So now you pull out the gun on us.
So to do your work,
and just lynch us.
White people, I tried to love y'all.
That was sarcastic and also I'm over it at the same time, you know. I don't think he meant like love y'all. Like we've tried to get along with their white ass. They are not an agreeable people. You cannot get along with them. We have 733 years, excuse me, to show this. You haven't, you're not. You think magically one day we're just gonna wake up and oh my god, they finally have fucking not become not insane? It's not gonna happen. It's in their biology, do you understand? We are never going to get along with these people. They're not agreeable. Wherever they exist on the earth, there are problems. The rest of humanity can't get along with them. You can't. He said, I tried to love y'all.
But you spent my brother's funeral making plans for brunch.
You spent my brother's funeral making plans for brunch like they just kill you and don't give a fuck. I was watching Iyanla Fix My Life, and she had Diamond Reynolds, Philando Castile's girlfriend up there. And at one point, you know, because Iyanla was trying to help her work through her emotions and get over this whole traumatic event. And she's still devastated as if it happened 5 minutes ago, y'all. Oh my God. And at one point, Iyanla says to her, you know, but just know he's gonna have to live with this the rest of his life. The rest of his life. And I know Iyanla meant well in that, and that was meant to try and give her comfort, but she's just dead wrong on that. Because see, first of all, in order to be remorseful, you have to have a soul. You see? And these people don't have a soul. That's the first requisite. Second thing is a perpetrator of any crime only experiences remorse when it is an accident. You see? It was an accident. You know, an old lady was crossing the street and, oh my God, your brakes went out at that moment and you took her out. You totally didn't mean to, but that would devastate you the rest of your life. It wouldn't have to be an old lady. It could just be a dog or a cat or just anything. You'd just be devastated. I can't believe, oh my God. Or you spilled coffee on, you know, somebody of high eminence or something. That would just be on you like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. But when it's deliberate, when this is part of your fucking fabric, these people don't have no fucking remorse, everybody. That's why their evil continues. That's why they've been the same serpent as devil from 1619 to now. And it's the same motherfucking devil. Because there is no remorse. The devil does not have remorse. You understand? Demonic entities don't experience those emotions. They're devoid of that. So appreciate you, Iyanla, but no. He was only feeling anything about the security of his job after everything happened. And he only felt that for about 5 minutes. Because I'm sure probably that day when he got back to the station, they already let him know, you're going to be fine. There's no problem with this. You know, you're still going to have your job and this and the third. He's probably forgotten all about fucking Philando Castile. Because I always say in anything, the perpetrator will forget. But the victim, it's as if it happened to them in slow motion and they will never forget. You see? There won't be any remorse. There won't. And he says, talking, while you were making plans for brunch, talking too loud next to his bones. He's talking about the lynchings. You see what I'm saying? When you would see any of those pictures of a sea of fucking white people that come from all over the region for the lynching of one of us. A sea of fucking white people from all over the region. And think about it. That was no internet. There was no cell phones and Wi-Fi and all of that. They had to get that out by word of mouth, homie. And the mail, which is not like it is today. To draw those types of crowds. And they put on their Sunday best and came. You want me in 2018 to give up my common sense and my sanity by proclaiming that there's just pockets of them someplace that are bad? You're out your fucking mind. Excuse you? It was sport for them. Talking too loud next to his bones, huh?
talking too loud next to his bones. You took one look at the river plump with the body of boy.
Because every time they would lynch you or come bring it, get you out of your house at night or run you down or some bullshit. And we're not talking about just the law. Because remember, you got the ones in the Halloween costumes and you got the ones out of costume. But all of them terrorizing African people just like it is today. Just the same way it is today. Darren Wilson kills fucking Mike Brown. Fat ass George Zimmerman kills Trayvon Martin. Same devil, one in a costume, one's not wearing the costume, but the same devil. That's why you can't make no distinction, you see. But at the height of those times, they would then put the body in the river. I cite for you even recently this CDC doctor that I profiled for you and brought you the video about that came up missing. Where did they find his body, bitches? I'm sorry, in the river. Plump with the body of boy after boy after boy after sweet boy. And where did they find Emmett Till?
Boy after sweet boy and ass. Why does it always have to be about race?
See?
Because you made it.
Because you made it that way. You made it that way. So stop giving this pass to them or even any consideration where you have to stop and think, well, was that? I don't want to be one to play the race card. No, exactly what you feel is exactly what the fuck it is. Period. This place isn't like somehow suddenly brand new and as if the whole, because the past is not the past is what I'm trying to tell you. There is no past, everybody. The shit never stopped. It continues.
That way. Put an asterisk next to my sister's gorgeous face. Call her pretty for a black girl because black girls go missing without a whisper of where because there are no Amber Alerts for the amber skinned girls because Jordan.
I want to stop there because remember, that's why I say to my sisters, you don't ever join no movements for these fuck that's to in help for these damn white bitches. We don't give a fuck about the bitches with the Harvey Weinstein, all that bullshit. We don't have time for that. That would be a luxury. We don't have time for that. Do you understand? While at the same time, you're seeing a double standard between Weinstein and Bill Cosby even. But that's another video. What I'm trying to bring forward is once again to say to my women that because this hashtag #MeToo is not for your black ass. Because for you, it's hashtag not you black bitch. Oh no. No. Hashtag not your black ass. You see? Where was the hashtag #MeToo? If that was so in effect, then why did these fucking white devils walk in there and molest and assault our sister in the Waffle House? Because it's hashtag not your black ass. You see? Then he goes on, he says, because Jordan Boom, talking about Jordan Davis, remember the music was too loud in Florida, that case. Because Jordan boomed. Because Emmett whistled. Because Huey P. spoke it. And because Martin preached it.
Because black boys have always been too loud.
Too loud to live. You're dealing with a satanic ass fucking people. I don't give a fuck. And listen, again, I go back to the rattlesnake. Just because you might know some that you have to work with every day and they grin and smile in your face. Like I say, you can have a snake that slither past you and don't fuck with you, but it's still a fucking snake. We have to, we don't have any choice. We didn't make this way. We don't have any responsibility here, everybody. The only responsibility, not to these fucking people, the only responsibility we have is to ourselves. And that is to come together to begin to have black allegiance, black collusion, black organization, so that we establish a nationwide and indeed a global organization that is for and about African people to fight oppression at every level by any means fucking necessary for whatever we're dealing with at the time. We are the fucking chain of protection that we seek, need, and are looking for. It's not coming from this fucking oppressor. It's not. It's not. From the state level to the federal level, you're not dealing with nothing but fucking devils. That's it.
To live because it's taken my father's time.
And what I'm saying, because it's taking my father's time, my mother's time, my aunt's time. He's talking about all the fucking generations. Like, and I think he says, like, how much fucking time do we need for they motherfucking ass? Hashtag time is up. We sick of this shit. That's what my message is in this fucking piece. Do you understand me? This has been since fucking 1619 and before that, quite frankly. We don't owe these fucking people a goddamn thing. And we need to be aware, we need to be clear about that. Very clear.
My mother's time, my aunt's and my uncle's time, my sister's and my brother's time. How much time do you want for your progress?
And we just need to have a conversation. We're not into conversations. Fuck that. We're past that. We're past that. We need action. I actually even had heard fucking Donna Ass Lemon, that fucking bitch on CNN, say that, because I tell you, we take truth wherever it comes from, no matter what the source, don't matter. And I can't remember what the context, but he even said it recently. I saw something. Because it just came out. He was like, I can't remember what it was, but anyway, we're over conversations. That's just another stall tactic. We need a conversation. Fuck you. If you don't understand that you're evil, then our problem is bigger than we even could imagine that it is. But I'm already at that level because I know that it's at that level already. You understand? This is a demonic, sick people, and that's why I wasn't joking at the beginning of the video when I said human, because I don't know. My sister, my youngest sister, we even talked about this yet again the other day. I'm really in doubt. Because there's no other peoples on the earth that are like these fucking people. Nobody. And there's lesser of them than everybody else. And yet they are the purveyor of all the bullshit on the earth. Local, state, federal, national, and fucking international, and goddammit global. I have left Earth,
and I won't stop until I find a place where my kin can be
safe.
Safe
until black people ain't but people. Where we can just be. Just be. That's why I've said one of the reasons why I want to move to Africa is because no matter what else happens, I'm not gonna have to deal with shit because of the color of my skin. Period. If somebody don't like me, they just don't like me. But gone will be that wall of bullshit that I've had to put up with from this fucking serpent, this ass demonic devil. I hate the fuck out of this country. I do.
People ain't but people the same color as the good wet earth. Until that means something. Until then, I bid you well. I bid you war. I bid you our lives.
I bid you our lives to gamble with no more.
To gamble with no more. I have left Earth, and I am touching everything you beg your telescopes to show you, giving the stars their right names in this New Testament, this new story. You cannot see or touch or ruin.
You cannot see or touch or ruin this, because wherever they exist and breathe, they ruin every fucking thing they just do.
This, if only this one is ours.
If only this one is ours, and that's what we need. I've spoken a couple years ago when I did on the old channel, when I did that piece about, I said segregation now, because that is something that I absolutely believe in, because it takes their option away and it takes our option away. We're never going to get along with them, you know. And indeed, you see, if you pay close attention, you'll see a lot of cultures that come here to this country. They kind of stay to their own. They're not seeking to be amongst this fucking devil. But every year when we don't get enough Oscar nominations with hashtag Oscars so white, we don't see the Asians complaining. We don't see the Arabs complaining. We don't see just anybody complaining. They're off on their own, doing their own shit. The last thing you want to do is be amongst your own, because you are bullshit. But our answer lies with us, everybody. That's why when Latasha Harlan was killed back in the 1990s, by the Korean bitch. The bitch was given like fucking probation or some shit. And it was an outrage. Because they stay to their own building, you see, and then they, by default, that gives them economic and political power. We got to stop looking outside of ourselves and looking for anything from this asshole. And stop including him in any fucking thing that we do. And anybody that does, they need to be a pariah to us and seen as a traitor because the times are too critical. You understand? If this was some ancient history, then all those things could be in play. We're talking about current war, current battle. Current. Not ancient history. Oh my God. Listen, I'm at war with myself because there's a piece. I'm not going to show it to you because I'm just going to piss me off and get me worked up. Maybe I'll link it. I don't know. Wow. I will tell you that this opening paragraph was all that I was going to read anyway. Because when I read it, I was like, that's it. There's no need shit else. An Alabama Department of fucking White Devils said Monday that 3 white devils who threw an African woman on the floor of a Waffle House during an arrest on Sunday, threatened to break her arm, placed a hand on her throat, and exposed her breasts, had acted appropriately. I was done. We're the ones who are waiting on everybody. The chain of protection, the chain of defense, the final answer on what is defined as justice and righteousness for our people in this nation, not just what you want to lounge us out on a plate, which is always unfairness and unjust. We got to be over it. But there's got to be enough of us. You can't just be angry. You got to be angry to the point of action, where we organize. Let's start building our own shit. You understand? You can sequester yourself right here within these damn borders. Fine. You see, the natives do it, but then because again, the white man being the devil that he is decimating their reservation. They hate the word reservation, so if you're a Native American, please forgive me. A real Native American, not one of these fucking white people talking about I'm part Native American. Fuck you, because you're not. I'm giving honor to the authentic ones. So I just say, forgive me if I use the word reservation because I just don't have another word right now, and my intent is not to offend. But he's decimating their lands that he has allowed them to hold on to, and making sure that they have hardship, and then you go to their lands and you have a lot of fucking white devils owning the businesses and doing a bunch of, it's the same model, dude. The only people on the earth trying to conquer and rule over everybody else and run every fucking thing and be in everybody's goddamn business is fucking white people. I'm over your motherfucking asses, period. The goddamn end. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. That's that good strawberry banana. But anyway, last thing I'll say is this. These motherfucking people get ass hurt when you call them names. I wish your bitch ass was just calling us fucking names. I wish that. See? Because we're critical mass, everybody. It's one thing when you calling me a nigger or you burning a cross on my lawn or you're denying me at the bank, or you're denying me a house or some bullshit. But when you have returned to physically handling our black bodies, killing us, assaulting us, molesting us, and all these things, it's a new fucking day, everybody. That's when all bets are fucking off. Period. And we need to come to this understanding. We can't be dealing in uncomfortable truths. We have to accept the truth for what it is, because I tell you, the truth don't change. And the fact of the matter is, they know exactly what the fuck I'm telling you right now. And that is, they just trying to delay you and keep you chasing your tail, looking for, and well, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? You're supposed to do exactly what you know in your heart you're supposed to be doing. Somebody attacks you, you fucking attack their ass till they don't attack you no fucking more. It's that goddamn simple. Iyanla said in the piece she had, in this Diamond Reynolds piece I was telling you about, she brought on a fucking black retired cop. And he had the audacity to say, you know, I know a lot of people don't like it, but when she was like, what are we supposed to do? She goes, when I tell my boys to, when we teach our boys to, when we teach them their history and we tell them to hold their heads high in society like kings, but we want them to cower when they encounter police, what are we supposed to do? And I waited with bated breath to see what his fake ass was going to say. And he goes, well, I know a lot of people don't like this and I know it's unpopular, but I say comply now and complain later. Fuck you. Nah. Our brothers, like I say, you got to get past that mental block. You're dealing with criminals. You're not dealing with anything legal in law. Just because they write something that says legal in law, that don't make it such, everybody. I can write that my fucking shit turd is made of fucking titanium or some shit. Does that make it actual? No. We got to deal in reality. You got to call a thing, and you got to know your enemy, your environment, and your condition. You got to be realistic about that. You got to stop listening to the whisper of these serpents, because they will tell you that fantasy is reality and reality is fantasy. We've had enough of that. I feel like I'm not done, and there's so much more I could say, everybody, but I'm just not devoting any more time to this. I'm over it. You know, this wasn't even supposed to be my next video. My next video was supposed to be my long-form documentary about the Congo, and I gotta pray. I need you to know that part of the delay on that has been technology, because one of our Congolese sisters, I actually, several nights ago now, and again last night, I was on trying to record a Skype interview with her. She is Congolese, and the information that she has to share is invaluable. Wow. And she's most impressive, and wow, I could not do this piece and not include this. So there's just been some technical issues, because I'm trying to present it in a way that, like I always tell you, I don't want the technology to get in the way. I want the ease of access to be there for you when you witness any of my stuff, so that the production value is the best that I can present to you, but I don't want it to get in the way, you know, but I also need it to just flow, you know, and stuff like that. So that was supposed to be my next video, but like I said, one of the things that prompted me to go ahead and go against my own policy, really, so to speak, of doing these types of incidents is there has to be something specific there that, I don't know, I just know when the universe tells me. And like I said, for this one, it was the fact that it was one of our women. You know, what's it going to take? You know, we didn't have the proper response to, we could go back, but we'll just start with Tamir Rice. We didn't have the proper response to Tamir Rice. So if we let them kill one of our youngest princes, and we don't have any retaliation or answer for that, of course they can come and molest this sister and manhandle her in a fucking Waffle House. Black males always want the title of man, but I don't see nobody acting like it. And none of y'all ass can define what manhood is. You have no idea. No idea. And everything that you think manhood is has absolutely nothing to fucking do with being a man. At fucking all. You don't know what it is. You don't know how to be a man. You don't know a man when you see it. And because of that, our women have the wrong skewed idea of what a man is. And they don't know a man when they see it. And that's why they end up with this riffraff and bullshit. Because you're not getting men. You're just getting immature fucking males. Grown ass boys. That's it. That's it. That's it. So, I'm tired of doing videos like this because it gets me so worked up. And I don't mind being worked up. As long as my people are worked up and we agree that it's time for us to come together and start organizing to do the shit that needs to be done for our people. But I'm not just going to be floating out here the only one with the gusto. I don't got no time for that. I don't. Just like we got a car that ran out of gas. I'm happy to get out and push. I'm the first one ready. But y'all bitch asses just go sit in the car. I'll be goddamn if I'm pushing a fucking thing. I will call me a fucking Uber or a taxi or a limo and I'm out that bitch. Done. And that's how I feel about this. You are just as much of a problem as this white devil, everybody, because you continue to allow the shit. You continue to allow them to carry out their evil. Allow it. You allow it. You allow it. I remind you, they always claim that Islam is bad and Muslims are this and Muslims are terrorists. Well, there's millions of us here in this fucking country. And you notice they don't fuck with us. Because they know that unlike you, we don't fear anything but Allah. And you fuck with us, we're coming for your ass. Because the only thing that matters to us is righteousness and what is right in the eyes of Allah. That's it. And definitely, Allah has said, let those who fear place their fear in He and He alone. You understand? So we're not fearing no white devil. Never. That's why they don't fuck with us. They don't. They don't. Because can you imagine if every fucking time you turn around, it was a Muslim being treated the same way this shit, every damn week we're saying some bullshit? They would have a problem, homie. And they know it. They know it. They know it. And you don't have to listen to what I say. When I made that statement, you should have taken a quick inventory and go, wait, that is true just on its face. They're not doing this shit to Muslims. But yet we're in the headlines all the time. That should make you think. Anyway, I'm still working on the Congo video, you guys. As far as getting the interview completed, again, the sister and I were on again last night. Because when we finally did get the recording done, I wasn't pleased with the playback. The quality is just some bullshit. So we're still trying to work that out and work out the kinks. But hopefully, you know, that's coming in a timely manner. I'm doing the very best that I can. And I did the best that I could with this. Like I said, there were some other things I was going to bring you. Among them was this thing about this NFL player. I couldn't because just the brother crying was too much for me. Everything just sends me to fucking a homicidal state. And I'm over it. I'm over it. If you're not a punk bitch of a black male, you can still reach out to me if you are interested in joining the Black Independence Liberation League. Don't come at me with fucking nondescript pictures. The brother, I can't think of your name now. You know who you are. You've been stalking me. I haven't responded to you because your picture is bullshit. You know it and I know it. So don't get ass hurt because I said that. You know that picture is some bullshit. So if you're not serious, then take your ass the fuck away. You don't have to be exposed to me any more than 5 minutes to know that I am a serious motherfucker and I mean the shit that I say. If you're not of that ilk, you are not prepared to be even within 10 feet of my throne. I leave it here, everybody. This is the Jedi.